Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel Read with Rizwan. If you are new on this, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. As you all know, we are learning about tissues from the class 9 biology, and today's topics are simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So let's get started. Simple permanent tissue. A few layers of cells beneath the epidermis are generally simple permanent tissue. Parenchyma is the most common simple permanent tissue. It consists of a relatively unspecialized cells with thin cell walls. They are living cells. They are usually loosely arranged. Thus, large spaces between are found in these tissue. This tissue generally stores food. In some situations, it contains chlorophyll and performs photosynthesis, and then it is called chlorelchyma. In aquatic plants, large air cavities are present in parenchyma to help them float. Such a parenchyma type is called aerenchyma. The flexibility in plants is due to another permanent tissue, collenchyma. It allows bending of various parts of a plant like tendrils and stems of climbers without breaking. It also provides mechanical support. We can find this tissue in leaf stalks below the epidermis. The cells of this tissue are living, elongated and irregularly thickened at the corners. There is very little intercellular spaces. Yet another type of permanent tissue is sclerenchyma. It is the tissue which makes the plants hard and stiff. We have seen the husk of a coconut. It is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. The cells of this tissue are dead. They are long and narrow as the walls are thickened due to lignin. Often these walls are so thick that there is no intercellular spaces inside the cell. This tissue is present in stems, around vascular bundles, in the veins of leaves, and in the hard covering of seeds and nuts. It provides strength to the plant parts. What you observe is the outermost layer of cells, called epidermis. The epidermis is usually made of a single layer of cells. In some plants living in very dry habitats, the epidermis may be thicker since protection against water loss is critical. The entire surface of a plant has an outer covering, epidermis. It protects all the parts of the plant. Epidermal cells on the aerial parts of the plant often secrete a waxy, water-resistant layer on their outer surface. This aids in protection against loss of water, mechanical injury, and invasion by parasitic fungi. Since it has a protective role to play, cells of epidermal tissue form a continuous layer without intercellular spaces. Most epidermal cells are relatively flat. Often their outer and side walls are thicker than the inner wall. We can observe small pores here and there in the epidermis of the leaf. These pores are called stomata. Stomata are enclosed by two kidney-shaped cells called guard cells. They are necessary for exchanging gases with the atmosphere. Transpiration, that is, loss of water in the form of water vapor, also takes place through stomata. Epidermal cells of the roots, whose function is water absorption, commonly bear long hair-like parts that greatly increase the total absorptive surface area. In some plants like desert plants, epidermis has a thick waxy coating of cutin, chemical substance with waterproof quality on its outer surface. Can we think of a reason for this? It is the outer layer of the branch of a tree different from outer layer of young stem. As plants grow older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. A strip of secondary meristem located in the cortex form layers of cells which constitute the cork. Cells of cork are dead and compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. They also have a substance called suberin in their walls that makes them impervious to gases and water. Moving on, complex permanent tissue. The different types of tissues we have discussed until now are made of one type of cells which look like each other. Such tissues are called simple permanent tissue. Yet another type of permanent tissue is complex tissue. Complex tissues are made of more than one type of cells. All these cells coordinate to perform a common function. Xylem, phloem are examples of such complex tissues. They are both conductive tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. Vascular tissue is a distinctive feature of the complex plants, one that has made possible their survival in the terrestrial environment. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Tracheids and vessels have thick walls and many are dead cells when mature. Tracheids and vessels are tubular structures. This allows them to transport water and mineral vertically. The parenchyma stores food. Xylem fibers are mainly supportive in function. Phloem is made up of 5 types of cells: sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. Sieve tubes are tubular cells with perforated walls. Phloem transports food from leaves to other parts of the plant. Except phloem fibers, other phloem cells are living cells. Okay, that's it in the video. Hope you have understood properly. In the next video, we shall be discussing about animal tissues. In case if you are new to the channel and if you have missed the first part of the tissues lesson, you can go and check it out in the playlist. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe and share.